And we're back once again. It's ridiculously hot out today, so we are going to go to the whale, because it's underwater. Treasure Knight stage is not the coolest, but it's the coolest we have access to right now, so it's going to have to do. Also, we have these things. They do that. I actually didn't know they could trigger the bubbles. Was I unintentionally awesome there? Yeah, whatever. Ah! And fishing underwater. Hooray for the Tropical King! Enemies! Enemies! Point. Can I do it? Yes! Shovel Knight cannot destroy blocks directly above him, so you either get that right, or you don't. Unlike most NES games, enemies only respawn when they're supposed to, as opposed to the whole scrolling them off the screen, which they memory limitations. It's this stage's version of the knight. Why am I bothering to fight him? Oh, right, heals. One of those things that you remember they're in the stage once you see them, but they'll occasionally take you by surprise just because they are designed to startle. Platforms that rise when you step on them. Friend of mine was able to, like, hotkey switch items. I want to ask him what they did to do that. Yes, when you go fishing underwater, the fish can try to swim away, because it's underwater. Captain Obvious, everyone, just doing my job. I don't believe it's instant death if you hit the ceiling from those things, unless, of course, we are dealing with a ceiling covered with death spikes, obviously. Those would surely kill me. Wizards for the stage. Worth it. All money is worth it, in case you were asking. I really do like this game's music. It's just so well done. Don't get that gem. Or do I? Ah. Take that, my own incompetence. Wait. saw this room when I've been through here before. All that loot that I will never be able to get. No, I'm sure I've never been in this room before. Well, chalk one more up to the found items I hadn't before. Bigger screen, easier to see things. Right. Believe it or not, that's not a death pit. You just don't get these gems if you mess it up. Or that gem. Chest. Or not. This thing is pretty... Huh. It's pretty nightmarish, really. And yes, his weakness is the pearl in his chest, which... I really don't know how this thing's theoretically surviving when its weakness is the thing it presents directly to you, aside from that being clearly the worst possible place to have a weakness, so it would... I don't know, I'm thinking on video game enemy logic. But yeah, so that actually is a chest. Yes, after all that, where we save his life, he still charges us. The anchor is pretty much the Castlevania axe weapon. More useful attacking items just because you can, like, well, I'm out of this. Come on, you want to get close. Oh, right. So you don't have to. Because this. Still want to get this, yeah, so... Oops. What lies beneath this depth? Another goldfish. Arg! I'm failing. That's why I wasn't throwing an anchor. You can actually kind of peak arc it against things that don't have invulnerability frames and reasonably sized hitboxes. I like that there. That's a nice little Mega Man touch. If you hadn't found this in the secret room, your natural instinct to mine that will cause you to hit this thing unintentionally. What? Those, I think, could use a bit more indication that they are, in fact, going to be missiles, but you're not likely to die if you get knocked through, so... make you easier, buddy. Oh, you're just irritating. Loot for the Horde! Another visual thing I like is how they have those on there so it'll look like the bits on an anchor. Especially since it is an anchor. Yes. Now the obligatory, this is gonna hurt, bro. But oh, so worth having to deal with this nonsense. Even if I am jumping right into things. Delicious, delicious wall chickens. Ah! You pretty much have to do that just right or you fail. Don't worry, my swag, I'm coming for you. Oh, I didn't know those things had a downward hit. Who'd have thought that enemies in Dive Man's stage could survive underwater? Not Dive Man. Not Dive Man. I meant Treasure Knight. Right. Now let's see if we can't do this right. There we go. Got all our loot back, too. And Treasure Knight himself. Yeah, he's basically a Big Daddy / Nautilus. I'm more inclined to say he's directly inspired by Nautilus from League of Legends because he's got the whole grappling anchor going. But Nautilus was inspired by the Big Daddies, so... really, however you want to look at it. Ooh, must avoid treasure chest. friend of mine hit a bug where it sucked him in the chest and would not let them out. And only 2,500 gold for beating him. Kind of disappointing, really, considering the huge payoff he had. Anyway. With Treasure Knight down, there are 2 locks taken out. Oh, and Rias is on the loose. I think we're gonna just deal with this town first. Well-dressed fellow. Well, we just liberated Treasure Knight of his, so let's spread that around. Well, we may as well help. Fine, just take it. I have a bad feeling about this. Yes, he has a German officer's hat. Mr. Hat is one of the designer for a day, or director for a day bosses. There were 5 directors for a day in total, and 4 of them designed bosses. One of them designed a minor enemy type. I'll let you know when we come to that, but... yes. That was a thing that just happened. How do we get up there? He seems to be watching us. Alright, through here. And I forgot to pick up the musical sheet. Alas and alack. And yes, he's still stalking us. I wonder if this was his airship. There we go. Is his 3rd place in his store? I've heard he has a 3rd place he'll show up. Now those guys are back trying to mooch money again. But we're wise to them. In any case, we've got a ridiculous amount of money now. Charge handle is one of those sounds good, but it's not all that useful attacks. But the problem with it is that it slows you down while you're holding a charge, so it's only double damage even. Drop Spark, on the other hand, is very useful. We're not at full health, so I can't show it off, but... time to get my favorite armor. Oh wait, why would I get my favorite armor when I can get the greatest armor? This armor makes Shovel Knight awesome. No, it doesn't do anything else. It just makes him really, really awesome. In any case, we're gonna have to do something about all these wandering monsters, aren't we? And we'll get around to that next time. Later, everyone!